Access Fort Wayne offers reflections of our community. Production facilities provided by Access Fort Wayne are a service of the Allen County Public Library. The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily represent those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting organizations. For more information about creating your own television program with Access Fort Wayne, call 421-1250.
Hello, this is Patty Hunter again, right back at you. This week, my show on Patty's Page, it's called my show, are my special guests, special stars I call them, Mimi Burns. Hello. Hello, oh, and you too, Steve.
Hello.
Hello, her husband already. Oh, they look good as a pair, don't they now? Mimi is the lead singer of the Mimi Burns band. It was rough getting that out. Her music is quite unique, to say the least, and Steve is also a member of her band. He's lead guitarist, vocal, and composer. So welcome to my show.
Thank you, beautiful.
And I'll try to be better from here on in. I have a few questions for the both of you, so I'll talk to the wee lassie first. So, Mimi, are you originally from Fort Wayne, Indiana?
No. I'm enjoying my stay here, though.
Oh,
it's a nice period of time.
You stay?
Yes.
Where are you from?
Oh, Chicago.
Chicago.
Well, born in Chicago, lived in Des Plaines, and then moved up to Wisconsin.
Yeah, you've been all over the map, haven't you?
And then out to California for 18 years, and then a short jaunt overseas, very short.
Then you met that one?
No, we met in California.
You did, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
We lived in California, Rancho Santa Margarita.
Oh, okay.
Near,
Is that a drink?
That's the longest named city in the United States, Rancho Santa Margarita. We lived there for about 13 years.
Was there enough space when you were filling out your driver's license?
No.
Form?
We had to short form it.
You have to write really small.
Anyways, who influenced you to become a singer? How long ago?
When I was 4, my parents owned a campground up in Wisconsin.
Right.
4 or 5, right in there. And there was this band called Papillon.
Papillon.
And they came to tour. This was in the 70s. Oh, my gosh. And so they would drive up in their their truck, and they had all the rigging in the back of it. And the lead singer had a huge trunk with all of her costumes in it.
Right.
And she would take me out. They would come up every summer. And the guitarist had, she's so gorgeous. So I was like 4 or 5. That was my first crush. And he had long brown hair. Guitarist, long brown hair.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Uh-huh. You can see that this started early.
You started early. You haven't finished yet.
No.
It's a habit you've gotten yourself into now.
So she would come out, and that was when I knew that was what I was going to be when I got older.
Oh.
So she would, put her makeup on. She'd put makeup on me, and she would talk about life on the road with all of the guys. And I've tried to look them up. I've never been able to find them, but that was the name of the band, Papillon.
Are they still together? You don't know?
I don't think so, because, that was the 70s, right? That was like 76,
many
70.
Ooh.
And they were in their 20s then. They could be.
20s. They'll be my age. Anyways, let's go on.
They could still be going. If they are, then please get a hold of me, because I'd love to see them again.
Where did you get your influencing? Where'd you get your singing lessons? Who helped you with your singing?
My singing lessons?
Who gave you singing lessons?
June McCullough.
June McCullough?
She's here in town.
She's here?
Mm-hmm.
So how long have you been living here then?
10 years.
10 years?
Well, we had other teachings prior to that, though.
Right.
When you were in California.
Right. And I wouldn't call those teachings, though.
I'm not going near that one.
Obviously, there's a story there.
Oh, do tell.
No.
No, I won't. Okay, I'll be nice. What genre do you sing then?
Celtic influenced world rock.
Long.
It is a long story. So my family history, my family lineage is Irish and Scottish.
Right.
And then, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And then Stephen is from England.
Right.
So when we first started writing together, I write pop pretty
Right.
easily. Stephen writes rock pretty easily.
Right.
And when we first started writing together, we realized that there was this component between the two of us which really melded, because I felt like we'd been together for centuries upon centuries and centuries. Although somebody
you
said
poor
that's just
thing.
married life. Exactly.
I feel the same way with my husband.
So on our second date, we wrote our first song together, and it had this feel of, that
Deja vu.
old world Celtic feel.
Yeah.
And
What was that
since
called?
then,
What was that
It's called
song?
Far Away.
Far Away.
Do you sing that in your CDs at all?
Our first album.
It was on our first album.
How many CDs do you have?
We've done this one that we're just releasing, Brave Journey, is our fourth.
You're fourth now.
Yeah.
I already have one of yours.
Perhaps now you'll have two.
I do indeed.
I think, the others are all sold out a long time ago. So I found one on
Gosh darn.
Amazon. It was $32.
You're kidding.
And I wrote to him and said, why is my CD $32?
Well, that's what the person's put it on as the price is.
Right. They said you can't get it anymore. So I'm like, yeah, but I'm Mimi. Can't I?
Can I get it myself? It's mine. I did it.
Right.
That's my royalties you have to give me, man. So, what motivated you to share this type?
I don't have a choice.
You don't have a...
No. We're up sometimes at 2 o'clock in the morning writing songs. It just pours out of.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
it comes, and I feel like because this influence of music comes through, that we have a responsibility to do something with it.
You do the composing.
We write together. Everything we've written together.
But does she do the lyrics? Do you do
Every
writing?
once in a while, he'll say, yeah, no, that's not working.
Okay.
There might be 6 or 7 words I've contributed here or there over the years.
This is what happens.
Maybe 8 on a good day.
This is what happens when
According
you
to her.
don't. When I don't have like an outlet for this. This is what happens. It'll be like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'll be like,
Oh, you're so
playing on the
funny.
piano, right? Well, because a lot of the songs are really like heavy, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, when
no,
I'm singing them
thinking.
on stage, I'm like, whoa, but one word like in it, then a lot of them are written during really depressing moments in life. So, but it's my outlet to be
It's
able
a
to.
therapy.
We haven't had any problems, of course. I mean, this is other people's problems we're writing about, not our own. No, we wouldn't write about our own problems.
So those are
I
my
like
choices.
these guys. I like these
Those
guys.
are my choices. I either, put myself on some kind of high dosage. Is it sanitation? It's not sanitation.
How about drug? Sedative is what you're
Sedative.
thinking.
That's the word. That's the word.
You said it.
Get the box on the nose. So
You
anyway,
box on the nose. Is that something different? What language is that? Ooh. Okay.
We're on a roll. Keep
We're
going.
on it. To the top.
that is my choice. I either.
I forgot what we were talking about.
I think it's your first question. So anyway, if I don't write, what are my choices if I don't have that as an outlet? I'm not a very nice person. So that's my outlet, and I feel like
You'd much rather put it on paper than anyone else around you then.
that's right.
Ah, that's true. Same here, eh?
I do have some scrolled into my back from, when we...
It's not true.
How do you put up with him? You do.
I do.
I think
He's
it's sweet.
cute. That's
Yeah.
how I put up with him.
So, Steve, whereabouts are you from?
I'm from a small town in the southwest of England near Bath.
Bath.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's in the old world there. It's
must have
not
been
far
very
from
clean place to be, eh?
most of the time, except for Saturday night.
I'm sorry. I walked into that one.
Yeah.
There's a really good thing whenever we pull up to a drive-through place, whatever drive-through place it is,
Right.
and Stephen refuses to order any water, and he'll say, so because we'll pull up, and then they'll be like, Stephen will say, "I'd like a water, please," and they're like, "A what?"
Right.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that, please? You know, and so he's like, "I'd like a water," and then you hear silence on the other end. Sir, we don't have that, you know. So
Agua, say agua. It's agua. I want some agua.
So I just
You know
told him to start telling people because he always gets, "You ain't from around these parts, are you?"
No, you're not.
Right. So we just joke
Just
around.
tell people
with
I'm from Kentucky.
Right.
Kentucky.
Right.
Oh, my
They
stars.
talk
and
funny around those parts.
How long have you
Tough,
lived?
funny everywhere.
Ta-ta.
Unless you're Canadian,
Yes, I am Canadian.
right?
I was just wanting to know how long have you lived in the United States here?
I have been here 18 years.
So you must have been a wee laddie when you came.
Reasonably. I was a younger man, 'tis true.
Laddie?
A little bit bigger than that.
Oh, bigger than laddie. So what age did you start to become a singer?
I started playing the guitar when I was 10.
Singer.
I didn't sing till later.
Ah.
Yeah.
You
Guitar
played
I started
guitar.
with.
Were you taught?
I was. I had lessons at school.
Right.
And I played in the school band, and
Right.
I played in various school productions. And I had my first band when I was about 14, and we played in the back garden. And,
What kind of band was it?
we made a racket.
Okay,
That's
you
pretty much
made a
what
racket.
it was.
Okay, I understand. I wanted to be in the band when I was younger. We're going to call ourselves, I forget what it's called now, but my sisters and my next door neighbor, we wanted to start an all girls band like the Crystals and Supremes, and we never did. Good thing, because I don't know how to sing. Okay.
It was before lip syncing too.
Yeah. So, when did you become a singer?
Well, we started writing music together, and Mimi turned me on to the importance of backing vocals.
Oh.
And
You got a good voice,
the
I
blend
understand.
of vocals.
Right.
And I was reluctant at first. I wanted to focus on playing the guitar.
Right.
But I recognized that there's, the whole thing for me, the whole experience is all about the portrayal of emotion. And, there's a lot of great emotion I can get through a guitar, but there's a lot of greater emotion I can get through my voice. So between all the different instruments we have in the band and the different people that are singing, and the violin, all of those things.
Oh, you have violins, I know.
There's a lot of different emotion that we can portray.
Yeah.
And one of the things I love about the project is that there's an amalgamation of lots of different influences, from classical to gospel to R&B to blues, and then this foundation of folk and this Irish or Celtic influence results in this world music sound. But the basic feel from Celtic music being the storytelling and the bounce and the energy to it is central to what we've always enjoyed.
Right. Well, actually, it's really your background as well, eh?
Yes.
You hear it all the time where you're at. So, I grew up with the Irish and Scottish stuff, and Beethoven, and etc. Anyways, I first listened to rock and roll when I was about 10 years old. That was 50 years ago. And the first song I ever heard was from Dion, Ruby. Ruby, Ruby, when will you be mine? And my mother hated that.
Keep going.
I don't remember the song. That's all I know. The chorus. I don't know anything about the main part of it.
So in my hometown, just talking of rock and roll from that period,
Right.
there was a up and coming star named Eddie Cochran. He had a song called "Come On Everybody," and a big song in America and in Europe.
Right.
And he was a young guy, and there's not a lot going on in my hometown. It's a small town, and nobody's ever heard of it. But its one claim to fame is that's where Eddie Cochran came through, and on his way to London on his shows, and that's where his car crashed.
Oh, lovely.
And so there's still people here, 60 years later,
Right.
they're still celebrating him
Crashing his car.
and what he contributed to music.
Right. Did he pass on?
He did.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that part.
But what he contributed, though, along with, Buddy Holly and some of the musicians at the time, was the beginning of so much more you could do with a guitar, and the trends, and the beginning of the mix of the whole blues influence, and then rock and roll as it progressed into all of the great things that we can do today, thanks to those influences.
Well, how long have you known each other?
We
Just over 10
Are you
just
sure?
over 10 years.
Are you sure?
Is that the other guy, perhaps? Because it's 15 years, right?
Right.
Because
I'm
we
not
just had
going
our
to
14th
even
wedding
I'm
anniversary.
not gonna
Remember, you were there.
go there. Dang it, woman. And you're a singer. You got to know all your songs.
I'm just prepared for tonight. I'm not necessarily prepared for additional questions. So I keep this guy around.
That's I'm not going to say it.
We've been married 14 years.
14 years.
And we were together
A year
6
before that.
months prior to that.
So you actually met in California.
Yes.
We did.
Where?
That's right, right?
In a bar.
In a bar.
Remember, because you were there.
We got to rehearse this stuff.
Yeah, you got to do this. I'm getting a lot of juicy stuff from you guys.
We were.
When did you get
You were
married?
dancing. I was drinking.
This is not going to sound good. If you
No,
say I'm
better
dancing
not.
in a bar.
Never mind.
That's how
Let's go on.
No,
Hello.
We met in a place in California called Cheers, and I used to go there dancing with my friends.
Oh yeah.
And
Whereabouts in California?
Sunnyvale.
Sunnyvale.
In the
Oh,
north.
that's not too bad.
And so then I thought that they just started letting 18 and up into this club,
Right.
and
I wasn't 18 at all, but she's been telling this story
are
for
you
years, and I
the
still
same
don't
Are
agree.
you
But
the same age?
no,
Okay, who's older?
no, I'm older. He's younger.
in years, or
You robbed the cradle, woman. You robbed the cradle.
I know. And actually, I didn't want to talk to him after I found out how old he was, but until I heard his accent.
Then that must
And then
have
that
captivated
was that.
you.
And then we got married 6 months later, but we were in the same country together for 68 days. So I had a list of questions. I had 167 questions because I wouldn't go out with anybody. I was done with dating people because this is California and everybody just wants to date. I'm not a dating person. So
You just want to find
I wanted to
someone
get married and
to.
have children.
How many do you have now?
Now I have 3.
That's enough.
That's a good number. So I had 167 questions.
Yeah.
And our second date, we sat for 7 hours, and he went through all the questions with me.
I had to get through the first 10 in order before we'd go on a date.
Yeah, I wouldn't go out on a date with
that was a
anyone until
requirement.
I got through
Oh,
the first
you
10
had to.
questions.
She was screening you.
Yes.
Hot dang.
But it's interesting because one of the things that really worked well with that is because she'd written those questions ahead of time and she knew what the right answers were, then she was able to know
Whether you were the right one.
whether
or
I
not.
was what she was looking
Well,
for.
I don't like wasting people's time.
Right.
If
She's organized, isn't she? Really?
I wouldn't
Is
ask
she
in the small section of my life where I am organized and I know what I want, then that's it.
Are you a perfectionist in certain ways, or
No.
how about you?
Yes.
I'm
We
not.
would be opposite. What's that?
I'm a logical person, but I get emotional too. But I can be reasoned with that. I was told by my mom many moons ago. So your children, are they interested in the music business as well?
They're entertaining.
That's not what I meant. Yes, really?
They are. They're highly
Just
entertaining.
like cats, they are entertaining
They are
too.
entertaining. Yes. Well,
Just sit back. You don't have to watch TV. Just watch them.
Yeah.
Right?
our oldest is taking drum lessons right now. He loves drums. Our second oldest is taking violin lessons.
Mm.
And then our little one, our youngest one, loves to sing.
She's a singer.
She is.
Does she have her mom's voice?
She loves to sing.
Okay,
Yeah,
close enough.
she will.
Oh,
She is. I'm sure
You
she.
gonna
I mean,
train her?
she's on key.
Mm.
I don't know that I like the if she wants to take lessons, then I'll
Right.
completely encourage her taking lessons.
Yeah, but you're not sure about the life for her?
She's incredibly, they're all multi-talented, so she's really flexible. She's a great gymnast. She's got a lot of artistic talent for just,
How do they adjust to you
painting.
being performers? You being performers all their lives, so they don't know anything else.
Right.
Yeah, there's always music around, there's always musicians, and so naturally they've picked up on that. But we made a conscious decision to not push them in any direction, just to
Give a
encourage
normal
them
life
in
to
whichever
them.
direction that they show interest with, to the best of our ability.
So you give
I
them
know
normal-
nothing about football.
Right.
I'm going to have to learn a lot about football if they want to
Soccer,
take part
maybe.
in football. But
That's
yeah,
what
that's
he
true.
means.
Games that involve your foot, I know. Yeah. So we've always tried to encourage them
For their own passions.
so that they can be their own individuals.
So you have a relatively normal
I do have
life.
relatives.
I like this guy.
We could go
Are
places
you sure
together.
you don't have any Irish in you now? You must have.
Yeah, we do. We're going to talk about that.
We were married. We were married a little while, and he swore up and down to me, "No, I am only English. I am only."
That's all I was
English."
ever told. So
And
that's all I ever knew.
I talked to his grandmother the one day, and I was saying, because we looked so much alike when we were first together, and people were like, "You two look like your brother and sister. It's kind of creepy."
Right.
And so I was asking I think I was looking at like a family tree or something, and I said, my family is from Kerry, and
It was daily.
the Daly family were from Kerry.
Right.
And so he said, I was talking to his grandmother, and I said, and it was 2 generations prior to his grandmother.
Right.
And that's where my family was from, in Kerry, and both of our last names were Daly. And so I was saying, did you have family over in Ireland? And his grandma's like, oh, we don't talk about that. And I was like, this isn't going to go down
Excuse
well.
me? What's wrong with the Irish?
We don't talk about that either. That's why we live in America.
That's right.
Yeah.
The Irish are great.
I would say so.
I love being Irish.
Well, my granddad, his name was John MacDonald Lenehan.
Wow. It's a mouthful.
Good name.
And my mother
Sounds
was
like a song.
Lenehan. And it was old Lenehan, but they took the O off.
Yeah.
And Dad was born in Montreal, and they said Lenegan, not Lenehan, because they can't pronounce the H.
Right.
So,
Got it.
and my grandmom on my dad's side was Fay, F-A-Y, or Margaret Fay. So is that Irish?
I don't know.
Hey,
Fay,
Maybe.
F-A-Y.
Could be.
Right. Okay,
that's beautiful.
I thought so. So, you are having a CD release party soon, tonight.
Yes.
Yes.
This is September the 8th, 2012.
Yes.
So it's going to be tonight. I'm going to be filming quite a bit of it, and I'm going to be putting at least a half an hour or maybe a little bit more, joining it up with this show. And it's going to be a humdinger. I know it's going to be a good one because you are very, very good entertainers. You're very talented, and I like
Thank
to
you very much.
thank you. How many CDs have you got out now? 4?
So this is our 4th CD. This is Brave Journey.
Right.
We called it Brave Journey because it was quite a journey to get it from inception to it being done.
Right. How
Took
long
us
did
a
it
couple
take?
of years.
Oh,
And
2 years to form it together? Or?
between the writing and various attempts at recording and getting the songs right and getting ourselves right,
You have to
know,
get
the
yourself
emotional
psyched
journey
up.
to
Right.
Fruition.
to realize the vision. You know, for me, for a long time, I've had this vision in my head of what I thought it should sound like.
Right.
And this record for me is as close to that vision as...
Is it like perfection? You can't have perfection, otherwise you'd be saying, what am I going to do next?
Right, there's always something more that I want to
Right.
do.
Right.
But I feel great about what we've accomplished on this, and the musicians that we've collaborated with to create it.
What type of instruments in the...
So we have a lot of different things on there. Obviously drums and bass, percussion of various forms between conga and boron and various other things like that. There's also the violin and the guitar is a central component to what we do.
Right.
And, electric and acoustic guitars and electric violin and acoustic violins and violins with wah pedals. But there's also throat singing and
keys, penny whistle.
Yeah, a lot of different sounds and textures.
You have a whole orchestra, or just a lot that you have?
We have performed with an orchestra, and we're really looking forward to doing that in the future.
Derek is planning to help us. Well, he wants to write the score to work with orchestras.
Right. Part of the bigger picture is when you're telling epic stories.
Right.
And we always have focused upon a grander vision for a song. You know, it should be an experience. Not only should it touch you, but it should take you on a journey. And I think that the use of the orchestra and the experience that we've had with the Fort Wayne Philharmonic helped us recognize how much more of a story and an emotional journey that we can take people on with the orchestra.
So is the whole CD like a story from beginning to end?
Multitudes of stories.
Yeah, it's not. There's individual stories.
Okay, right.
Although that's another project that we're looking at.
Like a trilogy?
Mm-hmm.
Or something? Storybook?
We actually were talking about originally, when we had started this a while ago, we had wanted to write a trilogy, a play sequence around the Isles of some of the magical Isles out of Ireland and Scotland, and then to tell stories through the music that way.
That's all right.
So
do you have pictures and illustrations and
in my
stuff
head
like that there?
You plug it in.
Yeah. Do you do artwork?
No.
Why not?
I do stick figures.
They're really good stick figures, though.
I guess that could be artwork.
What are your plans for the future then?
Touring.
Oh.
Touring.
That's
our biggest plan.
That's one word. Touring.
We used to tour, and then I found out I was pregnant in Italy, and that was 10 years ago. That's what I was thinking. See, it all makes sense now. I was with you. Same guy.
I should hope so.
So I'd like to get back to that. Do you want to know something? Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Next weekend, we rented Steve Miller Band's old tour bus, and we're going down because we're headlining Cincinnati Celtic Festival.
Oh, you know. Oh, so when
I'm
is
just
that?
Excited.
Well, I mean, by the time this show comes out, it'll be over.
It was so good.
The show where drive me crazy, these guys, but I like it. You know, they're my kind of people. You know, I grew up that way. But
so that's my big plan, and that's our big plan, is to head back out on tour. And
do you want more children? Is that enough?
This might be my child. I mean, this feels like a child. Not today.
At times it felt like. It did feel like it for me, because obviously don't have a clue what it feels like. But for you, you've said in the past that it felt like giving birth to be able to get through this thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I never had the experience, but you are blessed to have children.
Yes,
we are.
And before we started this show, I told you that I have gypsy blood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Many moons ago, I'm a Hungarian Romanian in my background. You know, so. I mean, I'm not a gypsy, but I have it in my background many, many moons ago. So
that's such a fantastic beginning for a song. Many moons ago.
Yeah, that's Native American. Isn't it?
I had the gypsy, Hungarian. I don't know. I'm gonna have to watch this show so that I can write that down. That was really good.
My husband has 1/6 Mohawk.
Really?
I met him in Ontario, so I'm from there, Toronto.
Right.
So, well, you know, this show is really going smoothly. I have 1 minute left. Okay, I'm going to have to say goodbye to my favorite singer. Oh, stop, you silly little goose. Your turn.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Steve. Still got your thing on?
I do.
Oh, good. Thank you for coming on to my show, you two.
Thanks for having me.
And hey,
wonderful
nice
to
to be
chat.
had.
Yes.
Okay. I thank you for thank you for coming and listening to our show, watching our show, and we hope to see you next week and have a great, great week. Thank you.